Headed to the Grizzly Cafe for breakfast to see Mortimer the Talking Moose before we head back to the trail.
He was a bad driver. I'm a real comedian, ain't I? Why did the little boy bring a ladder to school? He wanted to get into a higher class. Thanks for coming out and playing with me. I'm Mortimer Moose, and I'll see you next time.
There's Baden Powell. That's what we hiked 2 days ago. Heading out, we're going to be hiking through Burn Zone today. As you can see, heading up another mountain, smaller. Baden Powell is the biggest until we get to San Jacinto, which is another probably 200 miles. We took a rest day yesterday in Wrightwood. We didn't hike at all, so we stayed 2 nights because we got in late the first night, or late in the afternoon, not very much time to rest at all. And we hadn't had a rest day since the 25th in Tehachapi, so we were well overdue for a day of complete rest. I needed it because my lungs were not doing good after climbing Baden Powell. Then the elevation, it really made me feel bad. Chop's have been having ankle issues that have been getting worse, so she needed a rest day also. In fact, she is not hiking with Hotshot and I today. She's going to stay in Wrightwood for another couple days, and then we're going to pick her up. Came up from that road down there, climbing today again. I think our elevation is around 3,000 feet today of climbing, then mostly downhill tomorrow. At the top of the first mountain, not sure how many we have today. Poodle dog bush already growing out here in this after the fire. There's the top of Baden Powell. Next mountain. I don't know if this is still correct, but it says Mexico southbound 373 miles, Canada 2,277. Well, that metal tower, and looks like a satellite dish or something, melted and just got destroyed in the fire. The building doesn't look too bad though, being concrete block. Was trying to figure out what this hair was. It's a fiberglass post that melted in the fire. That's fiberglass. There's Baden Powell. And look at this gorge. That's amazing. And then Mount San Antonio and Pine Mountain. We've got 32 miles from where we started today to get to Cajon Pass and the famous McDonald's. And from there, we are going to go to Hotshot's house. She lives right by there. And hang out for a day or so. Her dad's making some barbecue for us, I think. So that sounds really good. And so we'll get a little bit more rest there since we haven't been resting at least once a week like we should. This is not poodle dog bush. It's similar, but it's a real shiny leafed, almost oily looking, glittery, but it looks so much like it. Mount San Antonio and Pine Mountain still have a good bit of snow on them. We've got bear tracks. Look at that one, that's a big one there. Shape looks like next to it. That's a 7.5 men's shoe. Still flowers out here. Look how pretty. They're like fluorescent orange. They're so bright. There's a beautiful bench up there with a nice view, but it's burned. Well, pit toilet and fencing and stuff at this overlook burned. We've got a temporary roof on it right now, but it's all closed up. Looks like we're gonna go up there and across that ridge. Up to there's a ski resort up there. Here's the chairlift. A very steep uphill. It goes on for a long ways. Above the ski resort. I think we're going up to another tier of the ski resort. All solid poodle dog bush. There's another chairlift over there at the top of the mountain. And this is a reservoir that they used to make snow with. We are not supposed to get drinking water here. They've been cutting down all the burned trees, burned dead trees. And you can see there's no trail anymore. Watching far out to get the direction I'm supposed to go. And I think I'm walking on where the trail used to be. There's some footprints here. I think this is the trail. Kinda. Yep, definitely on the trail. So much devastation from this fire. It just goes on and on for miles. It was the bridge fire. It just keeps on going. All the dead burned trees. Well, not all. There's another stack just as big over there. A lot more logs. My shoes and feet are covered in dust and ash. Here's another lift. Can you see the chairs? They are not hanging, but they're all right there on the ground. Another locked reservoir. Can't get water out of it. Carrying plenty. There's a little snow up here. I didn't expect to see that. I can see why they had to close the trail for a long time. They have cut these and opened it back up, but this is just complete devastation. All these trees just fell over, or were about to fall over, and they had to cut them up. Uh-oh. You gotta go down here, and there's poodle dog bush. So be very careful not to touch it as I walk by. Going around this big log that fell down. And it is a big log. Just miles of this. That mountain over there, even up part of Baden-Powell, all day today. Two baby trees coming up in all this burned area. They're alive and they're coming back already. And there's another one over there that I can see. All of this from where I got on this morning at Vincent Gap was closed when I came through northbound. So, yeah, you gain some and you lose some. So by coming back through again, I am able to hike this section that was closed. And even though I lost miles at the end of the Sierra due to the snow, so it's really hard to be able to hike all of this trail because of the fire closures, snow, weather, and everything. At that time, Highway 2 was closed too. A lot of the roads were closed. So there was no legal walk around. Some people did walk the road, but it was also closed. And then they opened it up to foot traffic, not car traffic. It was kind of confusing at that time because you'd hear different things at different times. So the only way around this for part of the time was to drive a long ways around. more snow. And it has been cool today. I think it got up into the upper 50s for a high, and now it's probably upper 40s. It's getting a little chilly. I'm about to put my jacket on. It is a little cooler up here. I'm at 8,400 feet right now. I am walking slow, taking hills easy, still huffing and puffing a lot. So I'll be really happy to get down out of this higher elevation. But we're going to be here for a little while. I think Big Bear is kind of a higher elevation. Idlewild, I think, is around 8,000. And then, of course, San Jacinto is really big. It might be 10 something. I can't remember exactly. I think it's finally time for downhill. And there's a lot of houses down there. That little town down there between the that mountain and us is Wrightwood, where we were this morning. And you can see that's just all houses out there beyond that mountain. Here's our water. It's about a quarter mile down and then back up. I think I'll leave my pack here and go grab some water without it. It is a very steep down. It's going to be a very long, steep up. And there it is. There's a little building right here beside it. Still not sure what it was for. A little tiny building. Quarter mile straight downhill, now quarter mile uphill, just to get 1 liter of water. That's all I needed. I'll probably drink it before I get to the top. No, just kidding. I'm back on the trail now. Past the first campsite just before the water, and I did not see Hotshot. There's another campsite down here, just a little ways. So I'm pretty sure she's there. We were gonna stay in this area, but she said she might go on to the next one, which is a ways down. If she did that, I'll just camp here, and I always get up earlier in the morning, so I'll probably get to her campsite about 5 miles down before she even gets up. And I told her I'd do that if she went ahead and went. Hotshot hiked on, so I'm also doing the same, doing a little night hiking. That's the other side of the mountain. I think Victorville. It is beautiful. Light's just twinkling. Well, look at there. I see a tent. There's Hotshot. I made it. I found a good tent spot right here. You can see the city lights out there, the highway, and more over here. Really nice.